What's going on, YouTube? It's Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Mazda Miata Club, and this is the soft top. So if you've seen my channel before, you know that I got a 2024 Grand Touring, and I did a comparison video on that. Go check it out. I also did a comparison video on the GT versus the RF Club, and now I got the soft top. So there's going to be differences between all three of those that I just mentioned, but this is going to be a driving POV only. So if you want to know more about the features, go check out the other video I did comparing the Club to the GT. And this soft top Club that I have here, this is going to have the BBR package, which is going to be the Brembos, the BBS wheels, and the Recaro seats. So this is the most sporty version of the Miata that you can get at the moment. It's going to be painted in soul red. We have the nice body kits on here, like the side skirts, the diffuser, the front splitter, the rear splitter, the black spoiler, black mirror caps. So those are going to be the subtle differences, the red Brembos. And this so red metallic just looks so good. It's so dynamic. It can go from a deep dark cherry red almost to like a brightest red orange depending on the lighting. But this video, we're about to just do a driving POV on it. And before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell about the channel. Let's jump into it. Let's spend a few blocks in the 2024 Miata Club soft top. And we're gonna start with the top down. Gonna get a little bit too loud on the highway. Averaging 29.8 miles per gallon. That's amazing. Top down experience. That is what it is all about. Wide open, you can see everything. Gooseneckers, this is your choice right here. Get the vitamin D from the sun on your face early in the morning. Ain't no better way to have the Miata than this. Unless it's cold outside or you live around thieves that'll slice through your soft top. That's what the RF is for. Different strokes for different folks. You choose your poison. All right, we're gonna test our turning radius on here because why not? Now I know this car has got to be phenomenal just because how short, small, tiny the wheelbase is. That's got to be the greatest I've ever done this. What else would I expect? Now let's take it on to my moon simulation test where I simulate the surface of the moon. Dampening on here is quite good, but watch out for potholes. Don't want to mess up our nice BBSs because those will have to be paid in full. Shout out to Money Man. Roll the windows up for your hearing pleasure. Got the binaural audio on. So shout out to the Topher, Substitute Topher. Those guys put me on to these. So it makes my reviews much more pleasurable because you get to see what I get to see and experience what I get to experience. This is the true POV. Coming on to the road. You get to hear the engine noises, the induction noises. It's a joy to drive. Now on my Miata, I changed out the steering wheel because I do think this is on the thinner side. And then the exhaust is a little bit too quiet because I don't think people notice me, even though this car is in a bright color. My car is kind of stands out, but I need to be heard. So tons of aftermarket options for exhaust. And then I got the Goodwin Racer on mine. So it sounds pretty good. Stock exhaust is quiet on here. So if you want to go around unnoticed or you don't mind that, or you got a strict track around you that doesn't allow for that high of a decibel, then yeah, this might be the way to go. What the heck? Something caught on fire there. So this car can be fun anywhere. So let's do this at the speed limit coming around these turns. So this car can be fun at any speed. You don't even have to be driving it as fast as possible. You can just enjoy it at the speed limit, which is 25 right here. Flick it around these turns. It's taking me a long time to get there. 25 is slow. But even around these, I can do this in first gear. I might run it back and do it in first gear just so I can have a little bit more drama along with it. But the chassis, it'll handle it. Of course it'll handle it. 25 miles an hour. What you talking about, Q? My bad. But even going up to higher speeds is going to be even more fun. You can do it anywhere with this without having to worry about getting in trouble for going over the speed limits, because that's when a lot of cars come to life, when you approach the limits, and the limits on here are so low that you can be approachable to those limits all the time, or most of the time, that is. So I'm about to do this in first gear. Hopefully it's not too loud. So you would need to shift. This ain't ideal. Oh, we got water right here. These seats definitely gonna hold you in. The bolstering on here, extreme, very extreme. This is a very narrow seat, because I'm like an average build. And it's holding me in as tight as it can. That's not a two-way. So we're gonna come around here. Miatas are not slow. They used to be slow, but in the world of where everybody wants the most high horsepower, they're gonna say this is slow, which by today's standard, everything is heavier and they got more power. So to make a car drive better or faster as they get heavier, you're gonna have to add the power to compensate for that. The Miata, this weighs within a few pounds of the NA Miata, so that's a huge feat. It takes a lot of engineering, and shout out to Mazda, huge kudos for that. It takes engineering to keep the weight down, and that's what they did in here, because it's got modern features in here, and they kept the weight down. That is very impressive. So you don't need all the power to get this car to go. It's just a light car, and that's not an easy feat to do. Every car is heavy now. Like 4,000 pounds seems to be like the normal of a sports car or a sports sedan. Sport cars like a 911, those are like 3,500 pounds now, 34, 35. Caymans are like what, 3,000 pounds now. So this is the ultra light solution, because even the BRZ and 86, those are 2,800 pounds. You can't get this type of excitement or driving experience anywhere out there unless you look at a Lotus, but that's used as well. Let me let the top out so we can see, or the top up. And once the top goes up, the windows come down, not the other things that you think. So windows come down a little bit. Let me turn the AC on. So on my GT, when you have it on auto, it just blows out at full blast all the time unless you do some finagling with the temperature. But on here, we're just gonna keep it simple. This is a very basic car, but it's not a basic driving experience. The Miata experience, this is probably, when it's all said and done, after I've driven pretty much all cars or a lot of cars, I think it's gonna come down to being one of my favorite driving cars ever. Any price point. So cruising around that 40 in fifth gear, I'll let you hear the road noise, but it'll be much more pronounced on the highway. Suspension is pretty smooth. It's a little heavier damping. See a little bit of just the ever so slightest bounce in here. I haven't noticed that in my GT, but maybe it's just this section of the road, because I'm normally not in this lane, but just my observations talking out loud. Off the line, we take out like a bat out of hell. Whoops. Whoops. Just grinding my second gear. What in the world is going on with me? I'm gonna have to make up for that one. My bad. Toss this down going around the turn, just because it's lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of weight or heft to carry around. All right, now let's take off like a bat out of hell. About to go airborne, y'all. Not exactly. I thought I was gonna go airborne. So now, at 70 miles an hour, we can hear how loud this is on the highway. Not a quiet car by any means. Passing power. It's got that too. Just gotta get in the right rev range. But this car is not slow at all. It's not like 2 generations ago Prius slow, but it's not the fastest thing, but it gets out the way. Like, people saying it's slow is overstated. Like, they haven't either driven one or they're just regurgitating the same things from older Miatas, which it used to be slow. This car is adequate, 5.5 to 60. Like, is that a metric y'all use? That's a good time to me. But where it's gonna be fast is the turns, especially if you modify it. Even in stock form, you can take a lot of turns like very fast. That's what this car is meant for. That's what it's made for. Ask Usher about it. I keep putting y'all on my R&B. I gotta stop putting y'all on my R&B. Learn your own R&B track. See, we got that Fusion coming, but we got power because we are not a slow car. Shifter's amazing. And I can take it up the red line most of the time, man. What's better, that's the best part about driving the car, being able to utilize all of the power band, just all of the time. Highway, this is where it's going to be loud. Now I got to talk louder to compensate for the road noise that we're hearing. So like I said in the comparison video, the GT has a little bit more sound deadening in the soft top, and the RF should be better than this. I don't have a decibel meter or anything. That's just my ears. Switching lanes in here. Ride. Now this is what I like about the Miatas, the GT or the Club Sport. It's not over damping like compared to an 86. That car, you can tell, is definitely a more track focused car because the suspension on there is a lot more stiff than this one. And the Miata is softer, but so according to David Coleman, that's how you can learn the car. So the behaviors of the car, like the wafting of the suspension, that's how you know, like when you're coming into a corner, you have to, the weight transfer, you can learn that better with this vehicle. So it helps the driver learn. They also do have this, is the track mode? Yeah, we have the track mode in here to where it keeps on stability control. Traction control is off, but stability control, it lets you go a little bit further past the edge of having stability control on. It'll let you get to that limit, then it'll assist you. Or you can just turn it completely off. So we got 2 buttons down here that'll help with that. So the Miata is a great car. If you're just getting into driving, it'll be easy to learn. Or if you are an advanced driver, professional driver, this is great as well. You just get to experience so many different things. The Miata is the most raced car in the world. It's got so many modifications. Whatever flavor Miata you want, aftermarket to take care of it. So if you don't like the body roll, which doesn't bother me at all, I wouldn't consider it body roll. It's just not as firm as other cars out there on the market. So you can adjust that with some sway bars or lowering springs, coilovers. Like, it's got you covered. You can make this as stock or as hardcore as you want it to be. Like, the Miata got you. But on the highway, this is not the car for me. This shifter is one of the best shifters stock that there is. It's so easy to rev match. We don't have auto rev matching here. We don't have driving modes. You got to do that yourself. However you want to drive sporty, put your foot down a little harder. That's it. Steering feel is on the lighter side. Matches the car, lightweight, light steering. The clutch feels good. Like, all these inputs feel good. I do think the steering is a little on the lighter side. Could be a smidge more heavy to my liking. That's just me personally, because I like the feel of my steering. It does have steering feel and feedback. It's just a little bit lighter than my perfect car, which was like the Camaro. That's like my baseline of sports car. The inputs of the Camaro. It's just a little bit lighter than that. Think about the Miata. I know everybody watching this video, they're going to be a fan of the Miata, which you should be. I don't understand the hate at all. If people say it's a women's car, like, even if it was, this is a great car regardless of what gender it's for. It's an amazing car, and kudos to Mazda for keeping the weight down, because that is not easy. Being an engineer, keeping the weight down, it's easier to add more power than it is to take the weight away, and that's got to be congratulated. Like, give a congratulations to Mazda for doing that. That is a hard feat. That's why you see cars keep getting heavier and heavier. It's just easier. Oh, just add more boost to the turbo. It's hard to take out things that weigh more, to add lighter bits and keep the cost down. That is difficult, extremely difficult, folks. I don't know if y'all know, like, the extremities of how difficult that is, but Mazda, they did it. So huge shout out to them for that. Thanks for the press car, Mazda. So I enjoyed seeing what it's like to have the club, because I didn't want to have to live in regret. Like, dang, did I miss out on the club? Might regret not getting the RF just a little bit, but I do enjoy the top-down experience because it's such a joy. You can let that thing down in like 2-3 seconds, that easy, in traffic while slowing down. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comment section. We'll have a discussion. So that's all I got to say about that. You all drive safe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.